All right. Hi, guys. We're going to take a couple of minutes and talk about answer sheets and scoring with trivia, okay? The first thing in terms of answer sheets, I organize them at home because it makes it a lot easier when I show up to trivia to have all of that done earlier. So when I do them home, I just have a bin that I bring my answer sheets right to trivia in, and I have them all set up and lined up for the players. Super easy. Now, if you do need to do it at trivia, it's not a big deal. Just take a couple of minutes and I organize them. Now, if you're doing the 7 rounds of trivia where you have a media round and there's 2 answers in that, I have a larger answer sheet. So I'll lay out, I'll just do 2 for right now. I lay out my larger answer sheet, then I count out the other 6 rounds. 4, 5, 6. Lay those out, put a pen with it, and then they're all ready for the players that come up to grab their answer sheets and put their team names on them, okay? So I print these out at OfficeMax and Staples. It's pretty easy. You spend $50 and you're gonna have 6 months of answer sheets, all right? I do different colors for larger and smaller just so I can reference them to the players. The venue may print out the answer sheets for you as well. So that's up to you to work out with them. One thing that consistently gets hosts, especially new hosts, behind is correcting answer sheets, okay? So I'm going to talk about that for just a minute, all right? My suggestions are this. The first and foremost, the reason why our trivia has questions to round 1, followed by questions to round 2, and then we go back and do the answers to round number 1, is so you have that time to correct. And what I mean by that is when I receive the answer sheets for round number 1, what I'll do is I'll correct a few of them. Then I move on. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on to round number 2. Here's question 1 of round number 2. Once I read that question to the players, I'll correct 1 or 2 more answer sheets. Plenty of time to get the answer sheets corrected without just doing it all in between rounds where you're stuck for time a little bit. So that's a suggestion. Also, when you read through the questions and answers before you start trivia and you become acquainted with the answers, it'll make it a lot easier to correct once you kind of know what you're looking for on the answer sheet. So that's another strategy to get you through quickly. The other suggestion is the first few times you run trivia, bring a friend along to help you correct. Someone that doesn't mind coming into a bar and hanging out for a couple hours. That's a good way too to help you keep on task until you get the flow down. It always takes 1 or 2 times to get your own flow. Now, staying on time. Each round is about 10 minutes. Each round's questions. So you have 10 questions, about a minute a question. All right. The answers go through pretty quickly. In between rounds, I give about 5 minutes or so. Now, one thing to note when going through all of this and how to save yourself time, one of the main things that I've recognized from trivia, besides the fact that it generates revenue for me during the week, I developed a ton of great relationships with people who show up at trivia every week. I've booked weddings, I've booked events, I've booked other trivia, I've booked karaoke gigs. It's immeasurable how much more business I've received because I know this guy that comes to trivia every week, and then I end up DJing his wedding, okay? So if you don't have the time to talk to the players because I'm too busy correcting and too busy putting answer sheets together, you're not going to develop those relationships. So that's really important, okay? It's kind of the additional part of trivia that you wouldn't think of. So anyway, when you get to round number 4, you should be about halfway through trivia, about an hour into trivia. This is a 2-hour program, okay? Make sure you check out my other videos. I have one on prizes and how to get prizes, whether it's your responsibility, the venue's responsibility, and some suggestions for that. So make sure you check it out. If you have any questions, feel free to write me a note. I'll answer it right away, or give me a call. Thanks. We'll see you soon.